world would clearly be a better place if we were allowed to shred solid objects with gunfire and blamify our enemies in exchange for calming blue orbs. Unfortunately, real life is rubbish, and doing that would result in a troublesome orb-free criminal record. Happily, that kind of behaviour is positively encouraged in frantic shooter Bodycount, so we were excited to be invited to Codemasters' studio for a thorough poke about behind the scenes of the game.
Hi, I'm Andy Wilson and I'm the game director for Bodycount, Codemasters' Guildford studio game. Bodycount's a very, very pure and focused arcade shooter. So we're building something which is very immediate, very accessible, where we have a very shreddable world. You can use that shredding in a tactical way, so it's not superficial. So it's about shredding through cover to get at your enemies, they can shred through cover to get at you, and it keeps the pace of the game changing and moving constantly. So it's a very, very fast-paced arcade shooter. There's a lot of explosives in Bodycount, and there's different types of grenades and mines and things like that. And when we put that stuff in and we put in these really exaggerated stunt deaths, we found that the game suddenly became a lot more fun, and you just never get tired of throwing an impact grenade at an NPC and having them sort of stunt death 80s action movie style off the top of a balcony.
Hi, my name's James Slavin and I'm the audio director of Bodycount. Working on Bodycount has been pretty exciting actually, because we started a couple of years ago and the team has grown since then, but to begin with we had a lot of time to plan how we were going to create our destructible world, and the whole idea we went with in audio was to orchestrate chaos. In order to basically always try and ramp up the excitement, we basically wanted to make the whiz-bys of the bullets almost more exciting than the AI gunfire, because it's the bullets that are going to hit you. It doesn't matter really what the guns are doing, it's the projectiles that are heading towards you. So things zip past you and explode behind you. That was what we really wanted to get. We really personalised this battle to make it very full-on towards the player. As soon as you hit the ground running, and you're just going from one explosion to the next, shooting people, hiding for cover, watching everything around you be ripped apart by the enemy, and then basically delving in and trying to sort yourself out. I think it's a really good, exciting, fast-paced game.
Hi, my name's MikeStarrPSN. I'm the art director for Bodycount. I started a year and a half ago on the art direction, and it's been fascinating learning stuff as I go, just every day, just finding new things to investigate and influences to take stuff from. I think for me, subconsciously in the back of my mind, a lot of the colour palette work has sort of subconscious nod to the Metal Slug games. So I grew up playing old school side-scrolling shooters and arcade titles, and a lot of that work that those guys have done have been pretty influential in terms of just the colour palettes that we chose and the interest to get away from the more muted sort of cinematic style FPS games that you see too prevalent in the genre at the moment. I think everybody should be excited about Bodycount because it's a raucous, exciting, fun experience that it's more than anything else, it's just uplifting. And from my point of view, from the art direction side of things, I hope that they realise that we've delivered a game that looks different from the standard thing that you would possibly expect from an FPS, and that the art side of the team have done a very good job in delivering a handcrafted, art-based looking game instead of just going for a photorealistic thing, and that hopefully that shows through and people see it come out in the final product.
Hi, I'm Chris Healy. I'm the design lead for the weapons on Bodycount. And what we've tried to do from a design aspect here is really kind of push things like pumping the field of view and having the muzzle climb whilst we're firing, to try and use all the mediums that we've got at hand to try and really sell the experience of firing a gun as best we can in the software. It takes a lot of time to get the guns visually looking just right, particularly from a texture standpoint. So what we did is we put together a shader system where once we've created the base textures, we're actually reapplying them almost as layers. So if we wanted the gun to look a little bit more kind of used or a little bit more worn, one way we can do that is we can introduce scratches to all the areas that would actually get the kind of tactile wear and tear. And instead of them actually just fading up in terms of transparency, we're actually fading through the alpha so they can actually grow from the edges. We've got more control on things like dust value as well, so we can start cranking in how much the dust kind of gathers. So all these things, the recoil, the subtleties that we've gone into, controlling all these things via the metrics tools, I think that's what's helping give Bodycount its unique identity and something we're particularly proud of here on the team.
Thanks guys, you've helped us forget the misery of existence for a few precious moments. Now it's time for us to go back into the coal bunker and finish eating our fish heads. Bodycount shoots up your sheds later this year.